Good evening, everyone. We'll wait for some more time until all of our folks join, and then we'll continue the meet. Hello, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Hmm.
Hello, good evening.
Just a minute, and we'll join. We'll wait for a minute. Hey guys, we will go ahead and start the meet right now. For our friends who are not attending today, we'll share a recorded clip which will be uploaded onto YouTube, and then we'll share that on the group. I hope that helps. And with us we have Naveen here, our founder, and I think 10-15 times of 10-15 years of experience in trekking with respect to Kashmir. And, so I'll just let him go ahead and talk and give a brief on this.
Good evening, everyone. So this is Naveen here. So today's brief call is all about to give you a virtual walkthrough about what you can expect during the trek for this trek, and also to give you a basic understanding on what are the things to carry, what are the essential things, basically, especially this being a camping experience. So this will be in three parts. One is your entire itinerary. I'll give you a virtual tour. Then what are the essential things to carry, and then also take questions and queries that you would have. So quickly to get to the itinerary. So as you understand, the very first day you will arrive at Srinagar, and that day you will stay in a boat house at Nigin Lake. So that day would be more or less of people coming at different intervals and from different cities. You will all be coming through and assemble at one place, and it will be a meet and greet kind of a day where you'll all get to know each other personally, and it will be a kind of a meeting session for that day. So you'll have dinner at the boathouse itself, and you rest for the night. And next day, a vehicle will come and pick you up from the boathouse, and then from there you will go towards Sitkari. So Sitkari is just a few kilometers before Sonamarg, and it will be like you will be reaching there by around the lunchtime. So you will be starting leisurely on the second day because it is not that far. It will maximum take around 2 to 3 hours. So you'll start leisurely and reach there by around lunchtime. So our camping team would be setting up a camp there and everything. You'll also get to know how we actually pitch the camps and everything. If interested, you can also participate in that and be a part of it. And after lunch at the campsite, evening, by around early evening, we will go towards Zozila Pass and 0 point. So this is a part of our acclimatization. Why? Because again, before hitting into the high altitude, why? Because Sitkari is again, it's already at 2,800 meters. So why we do acclimatization is, for every 1,000 meter that we go beyond 3,000 meter, we have to acclimatize for 1 day. So here, as we're not going to do that, just to give the body an understanding of the high altitude and the low oxygen available in the atmosphere. So, and also a part like, Zojila Pass is, as you know, is third or fourth highest motorable pass in the world. So you would be able to, witness that beautiful road. And also there is a point called as 0 point. It is a kind of a viewpoint over there. So you can we will take you through that place, and you'll spend some time over there, and again come back to our campsite by evening, again have a hot dinner, and sleep for the night in the camp. So from Sitkari itself, your camping experience will start. So you'll be camping in the tent there. So the third day is the day where you'll actually start the trek. So this is the day where you'll go from Sitkari, where you're going to camp on the second night, to Nichnai. So Nichnai is a place, it is an open meadow, and the trek from Sitkari to Nichnai would be slightly tough, because you are at a lower ground, you're going to gain height. So you will almost gain around 500 to 600 meter altitude. So this is slightly going to be tough, but the ascent is going to be very gradual. It is not going to be a steep ascent. It is going to be a gradual ascent, and you will be crossing a lot of meadows. And of course, the entire trek, Kashmir Getlings, is all about rolling hills, where you cross one mountain and go to the other side, and then witness the other glacial lakes. So just to give you an understanding, glacial lakes actually appear after the winter season is over and it comes to a summer season. So all the white peaks that you see are with white snow and everything. So these snow melt and get accumulated in a space in the valley, and these becomes glacial lakes. So post summer, after the rainy season as well, the entire meadow would be green, and it will be like clear blue sky. So basically, that's how the glacial lakes get that bluish green or greenish blue kind of color, and it is very beautiful in that space. So these are the glacial lakes, and that is why in this entire trek is about rolling hills. When we say rolling hills, every day you climb a mountain, go to the other side, and then you witness the another glacial lake. So in this due course, we will be crossing almost 7 lakes. So that is how it is. So the very first day, as I told you, it is going to be slightly steep, but it is going to be a gradual ascent, and you're gonna camp in the Nichnai. So there, on the way to Nichnai, you will also see a river also, which is also a part of that lake, which overflows and becomes kind of a river. So you will be crossing through that as well. So probably around, even if you start by Sitkari by around 8 o'clock, you should be able to reach Nichnai camp by around 3 or 4 o'clock, well before sunset. And you will be having your evening snacks and tea and everything. You will relax at the campsite, and again have hot dinner, and then sleep for the night. So the next day after that, is the first lake that you will be going to. From Nichnai to, you will be going to Vishansar. So Vishansar is a place, again, you will be crossing a pass here, which is known as Nichnai Pass. And this is going to be the only space, where you will feel tough, because while climbing that Nichnai Pass, which is somewhere around 4,000 meters, so till that space, it is going to be slightly ascent, and after that it is entirely descent, and more or less, it is kind of a walk in the meadow. So this day, it will not be of that much tough. So probably around 13 to 15 kilometers and around 5 to 6 hours again. However, so you will be able to do it easily, because the only thing, as I told you, compared to the first day of trek, coming to this day, this would be comparatively easier, because only first 2 hours, it will be a gradual ascent. Apart from that, it is going to be a kind of descent, or straightforward walk. And the campsite at Vishansar would be like very near to the lake, like probably around 15 minutes walk. So you can go to the campsite, keep all your bags, just grab your cameras or anything. You can also get into the comfortable clothes, and then go towards the lake, enjoy your evening and sunset over there if the skies are clear by that time. Because usually by the evening, the cloud starts covering the skies. So if it is clear, and you will be able to witness the beautiful sunset as well. So that night, that day, you will be able to spend some time at the lake as well. And again, same routine. So you will come back, have hot dinner, and rest for the day. So the next day would be your, I would say, the toughest day. I would say, because this is where you would be crossing to Gadsar. So Gadsar is one of the most beautiful lakes, and here you will be crossing the highest point, I would say, which is probably around 4,200 meters. So this is the highest point you would cross, and while going towards Gadsar, you will also cross another lake, which is Krishnasar lake. Kishansar is again a small lake after Vishansar. So you will cross Kishansar and then cross Gadsar point, which is the highest point that you go. It is also a pass. So pass, when we say, it is a path between two mountain ridges. So there will be like two mountains. In between there would be a path. So in between there will be a path. So that is known as pass in terms of mountaineering terminology. So that's why we say Nichnai pass or Gadsar pass, like that. So this is the highest point that you will go in this entire trek, probably around 4,200 meters. And again, the toughest part is going to be only till you climb this pass. After that, it is going to be entirely descent, and it is more or less kind of a walk in the meadow. So from here on, what will happen is, only the first day you will be climbing entirely. After that, and the last day is going to be entirely descent. Apart from that, all the 3 to 4 days that you will be in between, every day, like first 2 to 3 hours, you're going to climb. And after that, it is going to be mostly descent or just straight walk through. So as I told you, after Vishansar, you will be able to witness Kishansar. You'll cross Gadsar Pass, the highest point, and then reach the Gadsar Lake. You will again cross Gadsar Lake, and your campsite would be a bit far from the lake. So you will go take photos at Gadsar Lake, and then move a bit further ahead, and then be at our campsite. So these campsites are actually identified basis the availability of the nearest water source. So every year the campsites usually move. So it can move from from nearest to the farthest place. So it all depends. So every year it cannot be like, this is the only place that we camp, because there are multiple factors that comes into the campsite. One is, of course, the nearest water source. Second thing is the dry and the flat surface that we look for. Because at any point of time when we pitch our tents, it shouldn't be damp or wet, so that it will be an uncomfortable experience when you especially sleep. So that is why we look out for that. So it entirely depends on how far and how near it would be towards the lake. So from Gadsar Lake, we will go towards Satsar Lake. So this is going to be a very comfortable and a beautiful trek. So why? Because there are like 2-3 elements to it. From Gadsar, we will be going towards Satsar. So Satsar, as you understand, it is 7 lakes. So on the way towards Satsar Lake campsite, we will be crossing 6 lakes. So the 7th lake, we will not be able to go. It is slightly very far, or at a high altitude. Only if time permits, and if we reach early to the Satsar Lake point, then we will be able to go there. Else it is more or less, we skip it because we don't want to stress anyone to go through that. But however, the high points, as I was telling you, from Gadsar to Satsar, it is not going to be any kind of steep climb or anything. Gradual, very gradual climb. And also the distance is going to be comparatively lesser, around 8 to 10 kilometers, that's it. And as I told you, you will be able to see around 6 lakes. The 7th one you will be not going, but you will be able to see the entire 6 lakes. And the very best part is, if the skies are clear, you would be able to see one of the beautiful 8,000 meter Nanga Parvat, which is in the other side of the border. So you will be able to witness that as well, because that is going to be a highlight of the trip, because very rarely, people get to witness Nanga Parvat, which is one of the 8,000 meters. So it is one of the 14 highest peaks in the world. So that is what you will be able to witness when you go towards Satsar. So Satsar, you will be actually camping next to a stream. So it is going to be very beautiful over there. and you'll be covered entirely around the mountain, and you'll be just camping next to water stream. So this is going to be a very beautiful and relaxing kind of a place where you'll be able to enjoy a lot. And from Satsar, you will be going to Gangbal Twin Lakes. So this is also again, I would say, if you have to pick the two best lakes that we would say in this entire trek, one would be the Gadsar one, and the other would be the Gangbal. So why Gangbal? Because you get a bird's eye view kind of a panoramic view of these two lakes when you cross mountain. So from Satsar, when you are going towards Gangbal Lake, again you will be crossing a mountain. So from that mountain, you will get a very beautiful panoramic and a bird's eye view kind of photographic view of these lakes. So all those beautiful photos that you see of people sitting on a rock and two lakes just right behind them, these are all the photos of Gangbal Lake. So this is the place where most of the photos would be clicked, and this is going to be a kind of easy day. Again, only one section around 1.5 hour kind of a thing where you will be climbing, and beyond that, it is going to be again a full descent and straight walkthrough. From Satsar to Gadsar, only in the beginning, for around 15 to 20 minutes, you might have to cross through a boulder section, but that is not so tough. But still, just for your information, there will be around 15 to 20 minutes, or probably around 400 to 500 meter. There will be a boulder section. You just need to hop in and cross through over small and big boulders. Our team would be there to support you, but nothing very tough or technical related to that. But just to keep you informed that there will be a boulder section as well. So Gangbal Twin Lakes, again, you would be camping a bit far away from the lake. Because on towards the lake, there are no campsite which is like dry, because most of the area is like very damp over there as the water gets accumulated around that entire area. So it is going to be very damp. So we will be again crossing a small hillock and then go towards the water source there. That water source is coming from the glacial lake of Harmuk. So there is a peak Harmuk, which will be right next to our campsite, which is around 6,000 meters. So we'll be camping over there. And this is going to be more or less a dry tropical area, and it will not be of a very high altitude, because again we would have come down to around probably 3,300 or 3,400 meters. So kind of tropical weather, so it will be very warm and it will not be that cold. So you will be camping over here. So now this is the day, actually our on the lakes that we have to visit, it would have covered. So now we have another buffer day here. So what happens is, over a period of time, what we have understood is, if the rain and if there is a overflow of water anywhere, so probably where all these things can happen is, there are two things. One thing, it can happen is, due to heavy rain, we might not be able to go towards the next campsite. So what will happen is, so we might have to stay put in the same campsite, wherever we are in. So that way, we might use a buffer day. Second thing that might happen is, as I told, there are examples like, from Gadsar to Satsar, when we are going, there is high probability that, the river might overflow due to heavy rain. So what will happen is, we will not be able to cross over. So that day also, we might have to camp somewhere nearby as we have moved from that campsite. So these are the contingencies where we might use the buffer day. So that is why we kept a buffer day. In case if you have not used the buffer day, the best thing that we can do is, we can stay put in Gangbal Lake, nearby Gangbal Lake where we were there. And that buffer day, we can utilize it to go towards the glacial lake, towards Harmuk. So that is one of the best thing that can happen. If you are not using any of the buffer day during our trek itinerary, so the best thing that can happen is, we'll be staying in the same campsite, and we will go towards the glacial lake at Harmuk. So that will be an add-on, and which is not part of the itinerary. But if the buffer day is not used, that is the advantage that we have. Either way, so we'll be staying 2 nights at Gangbal Lake. So we'll be exploring the places over there. So from Gangbal to Narnak, as you understand, it is a straightforward, simple descent. Straight all through, it is going to be a descent, and it will take around 5 to 6 hours, because it is a continuous descent. Initially you will be fast, and after some time we will get slower. So probably around late noon we will reach Narnag. So Narnag, our vehicle would be waiting for us. So we will just go there, just take some rest, have some coffee, tea or something, and then just right away hop onto the bus, and then we directly come to Srinagar and we stay in a hotel over there. So we will be staying in a 3-star hotel over there. So that night again we can freshen up, because last 6 days you wouldn't have been able to take bath and have a proper sleep in the bed and everything. So you can rest for the night over there. And the next day after that, on the 10th day, as per your flight schedule, you can inform us prior, so that we will arrange airport drop for you. So a vehicle will drop you back to airport. So this is how the itinerary will look, and more or less without any changes. As per the itinerary, this is how we are going to go, until unless there are certain contingencies that might arise or come in with respect to weather and with respect to other contingencies in the area that we are going. So this is about the itinerary. So let me know if you have any doubts regarding this itinerary, so that I can pick it up right now.
Naveen, firstly, on behalf of everybody, we'd like to thank you for having organized this trek and having allowed us to participate. I think I speak on behalf of all members. All of us are very keen to and looking forward to joining you all. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Now, yes, now, as I had mentioned, I have a few queries. Yes. And I'm sure everybody's got something or the other, and there'll be some common points which you'll be able to tackle. Firstly, in your instructions, you mentioned that we should be carrying 2 rucksacks. One rucksack 60 to 70 liters and one rucksack 30 liters. Correct. Now, we've already purchased the 30-liter one, which is the backpack sort of a thing to carry the lighter load. Now, for the bigger one, is it possible for us to hire the same at your location?
Sir, we do not have any possibility of hiring it. But what I would suggest is, instead of hiring or buying a new one, you can use any kind of duffel bag as well. So what we suggest is, yes, apart from any kind of trolley or a suitcase, anything is fine. Why we avoid trolley or suitcases? These big bags will be going on mules. And as you understand, mules will slip, they fall, they rub the stones and rocks and everything. So high probability, if the suitcase and trolleys are there, they might get damaged. So if you have any big duffel bag or any kind of a big rucksack, that is absolutely fine. Just make sure those bags have some rain cover, so that even we put some kind of tarpaulin covers and everything on those bags. But even from your end, if you have that rain cover in place, it will be good.
Got that. Second, as I had mentioned, keeping our age in view, I would definitely request for 1 pony to be kept for us, for my wife to be able to participate in this trek.
Noted.
Third, this is at Naranag. Now, at Naranag, as per my reading and from other people who have participated in similar treks, is a very beautiful and a historic site. And I'm not taking anything away from the previous day's trek and all, but I'm talking specifically of Naranag. Could we get some additional time? I mean, a few more hours. It's not just we arrive at Naranag and then get into the vehicles, because possibly most historic temples are there in Naranag.
Absolutely, sir. I agree. But as I told you, it entirely depends on the group's pace and everything, because we will start only when the last person actually arrives. So meanwhile, if anybody has come early, if they want to explore by the time everyone reaches, it is possible. And also, again, it depends on time. If we reach early, then we can spend at least 1 or 2 hours specifically to move around and check these very ancient ruins and those temples. However, if it gets late, what will happen is, the time we reach Srinagar also we will be late. So considering that, we can take a call on the ground as required, sir.
Okay, I got that. Now, third, you see, we'd all be coming and we are staying on in Srinagar beyond 15th. So let's say now we got the first day, we are arriving, we are in a boathouse. The last day we in Srinagar, we are in a hotel. Now, is it possible for us to leave our suitcases somewhere in your hotel where will we be on the last day, as to keep it as a secure place, then pick it up and then leave?
Absolutely possible, sir. All the extra luggage can be kept at the boathouse itself. Our team will pick it up and move it to the hotel that we reach in. So by the time we reach the hotel, our cloakroom bags would be there.
Okay. Now, items for, you had mentioned that some items can be taken on hire. And one of them is, can we take trekking poles on hire?
It is available, sir. But what I suggest is, hiring these trekking poles for such long time would come up actually costlier than buying them. So what I would suggest is, it is better to buy them, because usually this hiring, would work if you are buying it at the base camp and, only for a couple of days or maximum 3 to 4 days. If it is for continuous 7 to 8 days and, if you're renting it from Mumbai, Delhi or any other place and then going there, it would rather work out costlier than buying them.
Got it. That's all. That's my only queries. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions regarding the itinerary or anything before I move to the things to carry section?
Hi, Amit. Since I joined late, so I would just need a little bit brief up from as to what I've missed, because I don't know what are things to be carried, what not to be carried.
I've still not started about things to carry. I was just briefing about the itinerary and giving a virtual tour. And if you have missed it, again, tomorrow we have it for another batch. You can still join for it.
Okay, fine.
So I'll quickly move to the next section where
sorry to interrupt.
Yes.
So as I know, the prepaid SIMs and all those connections, you won't be able to get it in Srinagar, right?
That's right. So basically, prepaid SIM doesn't work in Srinagar or Kashmir.
Okay. Yeah. So once we reach the airport, and do we need to notify you in prior that we'll be reaching in this flight at this particular time, so that you pick you out, or like at reaching the Srinagar airport, we need to contact you? Like, how is that process goes off?
Not really. Our team will take all the details, of your flight details, and they will arrange the pickups accordingly. More or less, all the flights to Srinagar will come only between the first half, so we would be able to manage that. Not an issue.
Okay.
Hi, I have a similar query regarding the flights. I mean, what are the timings that we are looking for? Because I still have to book my flight tickets.
Okay, so as I told you, probably all the flights that land at Srinagar are well within 1 or 2 p.m. only, because I don't think there will be any flights that will be flying beyond that time. Earlier the better, so that move around Srinagar that day.
Okay. And what about the return flights?
Return flights
What should be the ideal timing?
You can keep it
On 15th, yes, but the timing I'm asking.
You can keep it post 10 or 11 o'clock. That would be ideal. You can leisurely have breakfast and then leave.
Okay, all right.
It means return flight we have to book for 15th. Huh?
Yes, as per the itinerary, it is on 15th.
Okay, 15th. Okay.
What time is the call tomorrow? I have another office call. I'll join back tomorrow.
Same time, 5 to 6. We have it for another batch. So if anybody has missed from this group, you can inform me, or anybody wants to join again for tomorrow, you can join.
Yeah, probably I'll join tomorrow. I have an office call starting now. I'll join tomorrow.
Fair enough. Not me.
Thank you.
It's like someone was going to screen.
Okay, so I'll quickly get into things to carry so that you understand what could be there. And probably after 5 minutes, we might have to rejoin because it will automatically cut off. So I will just give you timing where we can rejoin again. Okay, quickly getting into the things to carry list. So the first 2 things important are your 2 best friends that I would say. One is your backpack that you're going to carry, and second one would be your trekking shoes. So why backpack and trekking shoes? So backpack, as I see, because This is going to be a long 7-day trek, and every day you're going to carry easily around 3 to 4 kgs in your bag. I will tell you what are the elements that will go into your backpack. So that's why your backpack is going to be one of your best friends. So make sure you have good backpack with good shoulder support and good spine support, back support as we say that, and a chest strap and a waist strap. So why all these elements are very important is that it doesn't give pressure on your shoulders and doesn't give you pain on your back or spine. So make sure you have a good backpack so that it makes your entire experience comfortable. So I'll tell you why, because I've seen people carrying a normal bag or those laptop bags that they get in. So what happens is when there is no chest strap, you are going anti-gravity and you're climbing, gaining altitude. Every step you take, the bag keeps pulling your shoulder. First day, second day, you will not get to know. Probably around third day, you'll start feeling the pain on your shoulder, and then the pain will again go towards your back and then probably towards your lower back or spine. So I don't want that to happen. So make sure that you have a good backpack, probably 20 to 30 liter, which can actually support your back and also your shoulders. Good support and good cushion that you have. Okay, so what will go into the backpack? So the first element that will go is 2 liters of water. Water can be in 2 1-liter bottles, or it can be in a hydration bag or water bag or a camel bag that we say, which can be put in your bag, and the water pipe that comes out of the bag on the shoulder side, you can keep sipping water from that. So you can keep either 2 1-liter water bottles or a hydration bag, but 2 liters is compulsory, because as we are in the high altitude, the very most important thing as a part of the acclimatization is to keep drinking water and keeping yourself hydrated. That is the most important thing. And the food we will take care, we will give you the best possible nutritious food, but drinking water is entirely on you, and you have to make sure that you keep drinking water at equal intervals, and you have to easily finish 2 liters of water every day in the trek. So apart from that, probably you might end up drinking another 1.5 liter. So 3 to 4 liters is an ideal situation every day. So make sure that you have 2 1-liter water bottles or a hydration bag, which can carry 2 to 3 liters of water. So that is your first thing. Second thing, it would be your packed lunch. So packed lunch would be provided by our team. So it might probably have 1 roti sabzi and 1 fruit, 1 juice and chocolate. So these things would be given to you. So you need to keep that in your backpack. Whether you want to bring in a tiffin box and then keep it in that, or the polythene bag that we give in, you want to keep it in that. That is again as per your convenience. But this is what is going to be your second element in your backpack. Third would be the very most important thing, your rainwear. Whether it is your poncho or your rain jacket or your rain pant, these things should be in your backpack at any given point of time, because this area and the season that we are going in is monsoon. So this has to be there in your backpack. And the fourth one is your warm layer, whether it is going to be a wind cheater or a fleece jacket or a down jacket. Why? Because even if it is sunny at certain point of time, especially in this altitude and being an open area, the wind would be very chilled. It's like you will get wind chills very easily. So that's why you need to have either a wind cheater or a fleece jacket or a down jacket as per your sensitivity to cold. So make sure first day you might experiment with keeping 1 wind cheater and 1 fleece jacket, but you by a couple of days you will understand what you need to keep in your bag. So this will be your fourth element. Apart from that, again, it entirely depends on you what all you want to carry, but keep it as less as possible, because the porters would be carrying your extra luggage. And the point I want to mention here is few of you have asked for a porter, and many of you have not opted for porter. So if you have not opted for it, please inform our team so that they can actually add you in that porter required kind of a list. Or else if you do not want to take porter, because we've seen that also that people carry their entire luggage on their own. So if that is the case, even that should be informed, because we need to pre-book these mules. So these horses or mules or ponies, they have to be pre-booked, because these guys also come from a very far area. So we need to pre-book them. If you go there and ask for it, they might ask you for like probably 3 to 4 times more. So just check, and if you need porter, if you have not taken it while booking, absolutely fine, but just inform our team so that they can arrange for the same. So this is about your backpack. Second is your shoes. Shoes, simple, straightforward, 3 important points: 100% waterproof, ankle support, and good grip. So these are the 3 important points that you need to check. So these are very compulsory. It has to be 100% waterproof. It should have a good ankle support, and it should have a very good grip. Even though if it is a old shoes that you're going to wear, absolutely fine. Just make sure it has, the grip is not very worn out. It should be like, fair enough, so that it can sustain at least 7 days of the trip. And if there are old shoes which you have not worn for 1 or 2 years due to COVID or anything like that, please wear it at least for a couple of weeks and then get to know. Because what happens is, if you're not wearing your these shoes, these trekking shoes for a couple of years, the adhesive in that waterproof material actually wounds out, and if you get into the water, it might come off. So we have seen lot of times where people have used those kind of shoes, and the adhesive comes out, and they wouldn't have any backup shoes or something like that. They were in pretty much trouble. So just check, if it is an old shoe, just make sure you wear it, and even if it is a new shoe, just wear it so that you get a hang of it. So these are the 2 important things. So we just have 1 minute. So what I would suggest is we quickly cut the call and rejoin in the same link, so that we can easily continue on the next section topic. Okay. We will rejoin in the same link. I'll just quickly end